day, a good day, a so-so day? How would you describe today?
Well, I did something today. I Twittered today, and I Twittered a garbled message.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
Okay, and now it's a coded message. What is his coded message? What does he mean? Somebody with bad language, their bad habits with their life, thought I was cursing. I was just having fun. It almost shows that the people are zoned in on this stuff to a level that's crazy. But it's been, look, I've been here 40-some days. It seems like 8. I've been in like the time machine. I've been here, I've been there, I've been up, I've been down. And you know, we were in Pittsburgh last night, had an absolute ball. Went to the Penguins game 1, met Mario and Big Ben. You know, we're in there throwing football in the box, and Willie Colon. And then I met one of the guys that we played with, Pierre LaRouche, who was, when I was in Pittsburgh, playing for the Penguins. So, but this has been on the court, off the court, a race. 90 days to get everything right. Then let's start coaching basketball.
You started off with that message, to get back to that. I think you said it's incredible. Was incredible the word?
Yeah, you know, 3 days in, again, my family's not here, so we're in the office late. I don't sleep in the office. That's not what I do. I don't take my stuff home with me. So, but my family's not here, and we're in this practice facility, and I look out the window, and there's Kentucky basketball glittering on the wall, and then you have 7 national title banners, and I said, you know what? Look at John Robic. We're at Kentucky. Mm-hmm. We're at Kentucky. Oh my gosh! And so this is exciting stuff. This is. You know, we have a chance to set that standard of what we want. And I'm talking about from facilities to what we do in the classroom, what we do in recruiting, and all the other things.
Number 1 recruiting class. Do you see it that way? That's the way they've got it rated.
I don't ever worry about rankings. I just recruit the players I like that will be good for how we play. A player could be ranked 30th, but if I like him, Robert Dozier, it doesn't matter. Chris Douglas was not one of those guys. He ends up being a first-team All-American. Derrick Rose was not the number 1 player. He was 6, 7, 8. So instead of those guys, I liked him. That's who we took. Sometimes the guys are rated high. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes our classes are rated high. Sometimes they're not. You have guys that do things with an agenda. They rate classes. Some will rate your class high because they want you to have issues. Some will rate them low because they're just mad you're rated higher than the guy they really like, and you had a better. I don't pay any attention to it.
What's made you the great recruiter that you are? And I know you've said the style of play, the dribble drive sells the players, but what is there to it, John?
Well, here's what you have. You have a top 20 university, unbelievable campus life. You have facilities second to none. Now, I want you to think about Wildcat Lodge being redone and the Rep Arena in the 2 or 3 years having a new Rep Arena. No one would have facilities like ours. The style of play does matter. It does matter. But the biggest thing is this has always been and always will be about people. You sit there and say, who do you want to play for? You want to play for him? That's fine. He's a good guy. Or you want to play for me? Who do you want to play for? At the end of the day, it's not bricks, it's not mortar, it's not all this. It's who do you want to play for? What I walk in and do is just try to tell the kid, the hardest thing, we just had a recruit Saturday. You know what I told him? The hardest thing you can do is come here and play basketball. I'm not going to bring you here and have you hang out in the clubs and chase women. You're coming here. It's serious business. You're going to go to every class. You're going to go to study table. You're not missing. When you come to practice, we're not going 4 hours, but in those 2.5 hours early in that season, it's hard. I'm going to have other players here that can play. You're not coming to a place where you're the only guy that can play. We're going to have a bunch of players that can play. The hardest place you can go is Kentucky. I'm not promising you to start. Mm-hmm. If you're good enough, you're going to start. I've started 19 freshmen in 17 years. I've started 19 freshmen in 17 years. If you're good enough to start, you'll start. But I'm not promising you that. The hardest place you can go is here. But do you want to be challenged or not? If you don't want to be challenged when you walk out of this room, go tell your coach, I'm not going there. That stuff's too hard. That's what you do. If you want to be challenged, it's a good place. If you want to hang out, play zone, chase, and do all that stuff, go to the other school. So I'm not here making all these outlandish promises. I don't do it that way.
How long do you want to coach? Do you see this perhaps as career ending? How long
I never thought I'd coach past 55. Well, when I was younger, I never thought I'd coach past 45. And now I said, 55, I'm looking at saying, here's what I would tell you. As long as I'm having a ball, I'll coach. If it's not fun for me, and no one creates my happiness, I'll create my own happiness. So it's no outside thing that will make me unhappy. It's that if I can't give everything I have, I won't be coaching. I won't be happy. So if I try to say, I'm going to retire on the job and let everybody else around me do their thing, and I'm going to kick back and just try to put numbers up. I'm not coaching for numbers. I don't want on my tombstone, he won X amount of games. I could care less. Really. Was you in the ground? How many? You want something on there that talks about all the men he's coached and helped prepare for life after basketball. That would mean something to me. But I'll tell you, I don't know exactly, but I know this. I'm not a lifer. I'm not doing this to try to put numbers together. If I stay 5 more years, I'll have this many wins. Could care less. I don't even know what I have in wins. I could probably tell you the losses. I remember every loss.
There was some good academic news on Eric Bledsoe today. What can you tell us about guys being eligible?
Well, until they go through that clearinghouse, and you can't really go through the clearinghouse until you graduate. So no one in the country right now, unless their school is out, their stuff was in early, and they were out a month, because it's all got to go through the clearinghouse. But I think our kids, all of them, are in pretty good shape from what I've seen.
How competitive are you? Most coaches I've known have been pretty competitive. How competitive is John Calipari?
My goal before I retire from this profession I'm in is to go 40-0. I want to win every game. I want my team. I want to coach that team that wins every game. The reason is they tell you can't. It will never be done. You can't do it. You can't. Why? As the season goes on, it's hard. Now, I've had 2 teams. One was 35-2, one was 38-2. And as 26-0, 27-0, had a chance twice. And then we missed a shot against Tennessee. Or we could have won. We could have been 40-0. Mm-hmm. But that would tell you that, for me, I just want to keep raising the bar on the program that I coach, or even myself and my staff. Will I do it? I'd like to know what the odds in Vegas are that I would do it before I retire. But that's what I would tell you I'm chasing. Let's win them all.
So you'll get after it. When somebody gets after you, you'll get after them.
I will try to have the young people that I coach take responsibility for their actions. I tell all these kids, in basketball and in life, you get what you deserve. You get what you deserve. Will I compete with another coach? If they throw things at me, I'll throw stuff back. I'm not fearful of anybody. I respect all coaches because this is a ridiculously hard profession. And I may have the most ridiculously tough job in all of coaching. But I respect coaches because of how hard you have to work at this.
Tell us about your wife, Ellen. How did you guys meet?
We met at the University of Kansas. I was an assistant making $1.50 an hour, and she worked in the business office, and we got to meet each other, and we went from there. But she's from a small town in Missouri, Osceola, Missouri. You probably heard about it. It was on Hee Haw, population 712. It's the county seat. It's the poorest county in Missouri. And I tell her all the time she grew up on a dirt farm. But she is a wonderful woman, a wonderful wife and mother. People heard that she tutored at an elementary school, and now will she get involved? My wife is into our children.